Peace and love. Let's do a Lenormand reading for the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, to see where the energies are for the month of June. If you come across this reading, it is timeless. So anytime you come across it, there could be information in it for you. We'll get started. Let's give thanks. So once again, we're going to do a Lenormand reading for Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio for our water signs. And if you have placements in other signs, please feel free to look at the other videos. A Libra sun with a Virgo rising or Virgo ascendant and an Aquarius moon. So I normally resonate a lot with air and earth energy. All right, so let's see. So I'm going to use my Lenormand deck and then Species by the Thousand. I'm going to clarify maybe with the Grandma Baby's Black and Gold Lenormand. This will be in the description box below. And then we'll pull a oracle card at the end, the Black Goddess Within Oracle by Giovanni Washington. And this will also be in the description box in case you're interested. Beautiful oracle decks in Lenormand decks. This one you really can't find online, so I got it in the subscription box. Also, let's see. Let's get started. So thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Most High, Mother, Father, Creator, for the gift of life. Thank you, ancestors, for your wisdom, your courage, your groundedness. Continue to move me forward. Thank you, Spirit. What messages do you have for the water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, for the month of June, or whenever you come across this. What messages do you have for us as we're working towards ascension, as we're working towards bringing abundance into our lives, and as we're always working towards healing? Disclaimer, I read Lenormand a little different than other people. There are plenty of readers on YouTube. I don't necessarily read traditionally. I just read what I feel, but I do follow the meanings of the cards in a traditional manner for the most part. All right, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels. What messages do you have for us? Thank you. So we have the clouds starting out. We have the dog. And we have the crossroads. Some already off the back, somebody's in the process of moving in a new direction, moving away from confusion, moving away from sadness. We have the mice. We have the swan, which is the messenger for me. And we have the ring. We have the lilies, the bouquet, and the new beginning. This is the child card. Beautiful success here with the moon, right? Recognition, right? Being seen for what you do, honored for what you do. So the moon also, for me, deals with intuition. So being guided in that way. Let me get a sip of my tea. So I just read it as a story. So in the middle, that's always an important card to me. The middle is the heart of the reading for me as a reader. And this is the underlining energy for me when I read cards. All cards that I read, I always look at that bottom card. So this is a beautiful energy because you're allowing your intuition to move you forward. You're relying on it, or you should be. Spirit is saying that there's recognition and success in that. And also that Spirit recognizes you, that you're doing that. In the middle, we have the energy of the swan. This is the messenger. So beautiful things coming in. For some of us, we have a wonderful, loving connection coming in here with the swan. It's based on how it's facing for me. But also this swan card, for me, it's love in this deck. Okay, so it's not just a messenger. It's a messenger that brings about a loving energy. And so we have a loving energy coming in with a commitment. It could be with a person. It could be with a new work environment, whatever that might be for you. Moving away from or out of a period of lack or loss with the mice. So let's look at this first line here. We have the clouds, we have the dog, and we have the crossroads. So there could have been some difficulties here with the clouds. The clouds can be unsure, being unsure of something. It can be sadness, it could be depression, but it's really things that you cannot see, all right? Things that aren't clear to you. Spirit is saying that you're moving out of this period and you're moving into a new awareness because the dog is here, which means loyalty. So you're following yourself into a new a new direction. You're moving into a new direction. As long as you're faithful to moving into this new direction, there will be success here with the moon, okay? Any type of reading like this, it shows the energies, but it's always up to us to make the movements, to make it possible, okay? This is an interesting line here with the cloud, the mice, and the lilies. So moving into a new sense of peace, it's the same, it's similar to me as the top. So coming from sadness here with the clouds, loss and lack, the mice deal with tangible things being lost, so money, property, but also energy, right? So things like that. So getting away from situations that drain our energy, getting away from situations that bring about sadness and confusion with this, and moving into a state of peace with the lilies. Some of us need to move on from things from the past. The lilies also, for me, deal with energies of the past. So things that brought us harm and brought pain and brought sadness and brought us loss in the past. We need to move on from those things and look into new opportunities here with the crossroads. There's loyalty and love here. There's a loyal connection, friendship here. It could be romantic or it could just be friends. So you have someone around you that is loyal to you. But also the dog for me is loyalty to the self. I bring that up a lot. And so that's important as well. Loyalty to the self is important for any type of movement in life, especially when you're following your intuition. In order to follow your intuition, you have to be loyal to yourself, which means you have to trust yourself. But it's a trusting, loving connection coming in here with the messenger, trusting messages coming in, trusting people coming in. All right. And then they'll have beautiful things here to offer you. The beautiful thing with the bouquet could be an actual physical item. It could be a new way of seeing something. All right. So it's tangible, but can also be those things that are just that abundance that you don't feel. All right. New opportunities. There's an opportunity here with the crossroads, the ring and the child. So some of us are moving into new jobs, right? Some of us are moving into new homes. Some of us are just moving into new directions, which means you don't have to necessarily change your physical location. You're just changing how you see things, all right? Being committed to that, being committed to yourself here. Whatever comes in that's new here with this new beginning, it's going to bring lots of fulfillment and lots of joy because we have the bouquet and we have the lilies. So peace coming in, good vibrations coming in with this energy, all right? And new opportunities. Moving from this energy of confusion, sadness, isolation here, I get that a little bit with this card. All right? From the clouds, the swan, and then the child card. Honoring your childlike spirit here with the swan and the child. knowing that no matter what you've gone through, and I feel like a lot of this is dissipating. This is kind of like in a past, if I want to look at this in a past position, the clouds are clearing away for you, okay? You're starting to see clearly now. You're starting to see those opportunities around you. You're starting to see love around you. Maybe you didn't see it before, or maybe it was clouded because of the heaviness of life, but you're coming up out of that as you're seeing a new vision for yourself with the crossroads. This card here is telling me to be at peace with where you are, even though you're moving, even though you are looking forward to new things coming in, new opportunities, new ways of living. Also, be at peace here with the mice and with the lilies. Okay, so maybe your finances might not be exactly what you want them to be, but no, realizing what you can do with what you have, utilizing what you have in a good manner. All right, so maybe saving, maybe not spending as much too could be something that could help you in this time. All small things are important, okay? And will be helpful. Things that might seem small, they can be big in the long run in a good way. The love and the commitment that comes in this, whether it's a contract, whether it's a relationship, for some it could be a marriage proposal, whatever it is, it's a loving contract that's coming in. And even if it's a loving contract with yourself, deciding that you want to love yourself deeper and more fully, it's going to move this energy of the mice right out the way, okay? Which is that energy of loss. So for me, this is something that's destined here, a new position, because I get this with the Tower card. So something that will bring recognition into your life. So some of us might be moving into new jobs with this. This is beautiful energy for a new job. Coming to an end, some of the hardships of the past, right? Moving into new opportunities, things of the past coming to the end with the coffin, but actively knowing that we need to move into those new directions, okay? Being loyal to ourselves, having the courage, being courageous enough with the dog energy. Excitement. All right. So get excited. So even though things in the past, we could have had a few difficulties, we could be in the process of overcoming some things. Spirit is saying be excited about what you have to bring to the table and be excited about your future here. Bring, no matter what, be passionate about what you do. Be passionate about how you go about life with the ruby energy. Contentment. So I mentioned that earlier. So be passionate, all right? But also, we might not have exactly, everything at this moment because we have the mice out here, but we do have something. And so Spirit is saying be content with what you have. Your resources, even if they might feel limited, you still can work with what you have, okay? So we might have to cut back a little bit more. We might have to save up just a little bit, knowing that these opportunities will come in for us. All right, so Spirit is saying that we're transitioning into a new way because we have that crossroads energy. So be excited. New things are on the horizon. But while you're excited about the new things and you're trusting in that new vision that's coming in, you have to be content with what you have already on the table. And you have to honor the things that you already have, all right? So your resources, you want to be respectful of them and use them to the best of your abilities while you're going through this period of transition. But Spirit is saying that things are moving. You're moving into a new way of living with this freedom card. Also, the iolite here is the idea of the throat chakra. So making sure that you're honoring yourself here with the energy of the dog, that you're speaking your truth, right? That you're speaking your truth. That's going to help to bring about things a little bit easier and quicker for you, right? When you're speaking your truth, you're being passionate. It's a passionate energy. Empathy. That to me, with the rose quartz, is just loving yourself, being committed to loving yourself first and foremost. This was in the fire sign reading, so you might want to look at that one as well. All the readings this month have had a similar type of energy, just kind of trusting who you are, trusting yourself. All right, but that energy of love is there. So maybe in the past with the clouds, like I said, things you didn't see them, but now you're starting to see those loving connections that might have been around you, all right? But now they're starting to appear more, and then you're loving yourself more as well. So we want to give thanks for that. Let's pull a card from the Black Goddess Within Oracle. New beginnings. So Spirit, we're moving into new beginnings. Some of us in loving connections, some of us in work environments, and some of us just moving into a new beginning in how we see ourselves, how we communicate with ourselves. All right. Give us a message. Thank you. How do we remain passionate even though we might not see everything right in front of us? Those are the questions that we have for the month of June. Protection. So Spirit is saying that you are protected no matter how you feel, no matter what you might see, anxiety that comes in with the clouds, the lack that comes in with the mice, maybe not feeling like you have enough of that resource that you need. Spirit is saying that whether it feels, no matter how you feel, that you are protected as you're moving through moving into a transitional energy. And then we have Oshun on the bottom. So I'm going to read both. Let's read protection first. So protection. In your life, you will fight many battles. Instead of physical combat, your fields of battle may be emotional, mental, or spiritual. Across the continent of Africa, there's a long, proud, and regal history of warrior queens and warrior women guarding their homelands, rejecting colonialism, and reinventing tradition. You can draw inspiration from their cunning, fortitude, and strength to live into victory. As far back as 700 years before the Common Era, women warriors have been resisting incursions and safeguarding their lands. Queen Dahia al-Kahina, from what is now known as Mauritania or Mauritania, for example, and that could be wrong, resisted Arab invasion, ultimately recapturing her natal city. In Meroe, present-day Sudan, queen mothers known as Kandakes ruled the lands in their own right for more than 600 years. The most well-known Kandake was Queen Aman-Irinas. In her time, she was world famous for stealthily defying the Romans and establishing a peace that lasted for nearly 200 years. Queen Nzinga of Ngoli Bondi, current-day Angola, took up the mantle of queen after the death of two related kings, her father and brother. Trained in martial arts and politics, Queen Nzinga ruled for 40 years and relied on her strategy of cunning to gain victory over Portuguese colonizers after 30-year war. Most recently, the extensively trained minor warriors of Dahomey, present-day Benin, made up nearly one-third of the Dahomeyan army. This all-female Army Corps learned to hunt, fight, and handle weapons, muskets, clubs, and machetes from a young age. You shall be victorious. This card reminds you that victory is in your DNA. You may need to dig deep to activate it. Consider doing some fighting ritual and bringing the energy of victory to your next encounter. Invitation: stand up for yourself. Fight for power. Your warrior urges to defend aren't wrong. call out personal and social injustice. All right. So protection. So some of us could be paying attention. We all should be paying attention. But some of us could be heavily dealing with what's happening in the world right now with this um, cloud and the mice. Don't be consumed, all right, about things that are happening in the world. Make sure that your inner world is being cared for, and that your nucleus, things that are near to you, are being cared for. In that way you can step out into the world with confidence and power and strength. Let's read Oshun. That was a mouthful with that reading. Spirit is just saying you're powerful, okay? No matter what you've gone through, and that you need to tell yourself that. So Oshun, Yoruba. Oshun is well known as the goddess of the sweet waters, love, fertility, sexuality, healing, and prosperity. She is associated with the succulence of honey, the splendor of peacocks, and the fortitude of vultures. She is celebrated during the annual festival at the Oshun Osogobo Sacred Grove. You can call on Oshun when all hope seems lost. So overflowing with love is Oshun that in time of great earthly drought, she took flight as a peacock and ventured to the highest heavens. Challenged by the extreme heat and atmosphere, Oshun the peacock lost her feathers, but Oshun did not stop. Eventually, Oshun turned into a vulture and landed in the arms of Supreme Being Olodumare, who answered her plea and released the waters for the humans. Observing the reflection in a gilded mirror, Oshun is keenly aware of herself and her surroundings. Guided by love, Oshun extends her mirror as an invitation to examine what is underneath the ego. She beckons, wooing you into taking the sometimes arduous journey of finding the core of your radiance. If you are pulling this card, the ancestors are reminding you that neglecting your inner landscape can lead to spiritually dry conditions. Creating a lush, vibrant, emotionally fulfilling life requires intentional care and attention. Invitation. Tend the sacred spaces inside and let your radiance guide your steps. All right. This is I love this oracle. Sometimes I have to get through it though because some of the words are new to me, but I highly recommend it. It's very beautiful. Even just for one card a day, the guidance in it is phenomenal. All right. So take care until the next time. Peace.